Hello guys, welcome back to Book Tech. Today we'll be continue from where we stopped. Uh, so if you can't finish this video based on where you're watching from, kindly go to YouTube and Book Tech. And secondly, it's an educational video. Kindly take note. So the idea of this video is uh, concerning services is for you to know, have a background knowledge or fundamental knowledge about how hackers abuses the services to gain access to your device, or probably take control of the whole network. So we are not doing any hacking for now. We are just going to I'm just going to show you a few things on this. Then we've talked about Apache web service. Where we have to talk about Apache server, web server. Now today we're discussing MySQL in Span. We're discussing MySQL. So MySQL is um, MySQL is also a service too that runs in databases. So MySQL is a service that um, it's it's a very large it's a very large database on so different content management system industry like Drupal, Joomla, even your Facebook social media, some of the social media businesses they use it, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, so on and so forth. So um I'm going to be showing you. So MySQL is it's so big. You understand? So let's dive into it. So first of all, let's start the service of MySQL. So for you to do start the service. So since you started the service, the next thing is for we to move to MySQL. You know, a enter the database because MySQL is all about database. So we are going to, because even Kali Linux itself runs MySQL. You understand the same way other operating systems like Windows, Mac, they do run, MySQL. So I'm going to run into Kali Linux MySQL. You know, so first of all, let's uh, let me let me go to the root. It's same way we do sudo su to go to the root of Kali Linux, you know. So let's gain access to the root of um MySQL. So if you discover that I didn't enter any password, but basically it has given me um a root access. So this is a very great vulnerability. You understand? If you're running a MySQL database, but this is by default, MySQL doesn't have a root access, doesn't have a root password. You understand? So this is just like a with a little payload, they can easily gain access to this because it's running without uh, a password. Sorry, if you scan with Nessus, the Nessus will tell you that MySQL is running without a password. So with that, hackers that have or anybody that have bad intention can connect because there's a way you can connect to this database with the IP address. So imagine if it doesn't have a password, you can easily enter. You understand? You can easily use the IP address and gain a remote access to this database. You can see. So this is MySQL. So I can decide to use MySQL information. So these are the administration or administrative privileges in this MySQL. So you can decide to use whichever you want, either the information schema or MySQL itself. Then but now because MySQL is relational, you understand. You can use people who understand SQL injection. When you use your SQL, when you use SQL, when you ingest some script on this thing, you can be able to get access. You see the way I'm interacting with just like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is it's a relational AI. You understand? You relate with it, you talk to it. The same way that this MySQL database is relational. You can talk to it the way you want. So through the use of commands. So let's see uh, my SQL user password with your semicolon. you can see here that the root here doesn't have any password. You understand? So basically, you can the MySQL itself it's invalid. Same thing like almost invalid to the root. So when you so what we are going to do here is to relate to it. That is to update the password. You know. So that is that. So MySQL has some commands, different commands like you can use for it. You know, you can use different command like select which you use to retrieve your database, retrieve data from your database, you know, some kind of union like used to combine results from two or more options selected, insert, add database, so like that. So the update used to be for people who are using older version, just to update data. But in this current in this current in for current MySQL users, for current MySQL services, sorry, it's alter user, it's alter. So you use the alter to update whatever thing you're going to update. So let's just update it first. Let's update it so we can focus on other things. So for you to update your password, you use author in capital letter, author user. So you see the way I'm relating with it. MySQL is relational. Sorry. All right. So if you can see, I have then you continue. You finish with your column. So you can see. Okay, so I have updated my password. You can see say query okay, zero row affected, zero. So with this, if I let me exit, let me exit. So let me do my SQL. I want to enter my root password. So you can see if I click enter, you see it will tell me that access denied because why? I've updated my password. You understand? So my SQL, then let me put my password. Sorry, Goki Goki iTech. Okay, I'll put my password and say it's working. So for you to see it very clearly, once you do that select, well, if I retrieve, let me retrieve my data, select user root, select user root, select user, select user password, select user password uh, at from, or let me put local host, let me put host at Goki from Goki, sorry, from MySQL, MySQL dot user. I finish with my colon sign. You can see. So you can see here, this is the password, but it came in a hashed form. You understand? So this is just it. So there's a way you can also brute this thing or get access to this thing. You'll be able to see this password here, and what you just need to do is to um, dehash it or unhash it. You understand? So crack it. Let me use crack it. So that's why you have to be very careful. So this is all for this class for now. So we are still on the web service stuff. So subsequently, I'll be uploading some videos. We are still learning our operating system. We are still learning it. You understand? I just want you to be very, 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 very strong in using your operating system. Then before we can move to doing some goodies, because we have a lot. Cybersecurity is wide. All right. Thank you very much. This is Goki Tech. If you've not subscribed, kindly subscribe, join our channel, and always click the notification bell. Thank you. The video is long, but patience, with patience and consistency, you'll be able to learn. Thank you.